Okay, so I'm all set up for my first cut. I've got some offcuts of 2mm black plate. Unfortunately it's black, but it's all I can get hold of easily, and plenty of it. I'm going to start off with something very simple and go with book settings, because you've got to start somewhere. I'll see if I can do this on here. So we're going to exit, right, let's go to trace, circles, go for a square, want it 30mm wide, oh it's already down at 30, 12mm high, yep, corner radius of 6, so that should give us an oval. There it is. So let's see if that'll cut. Actually let's get out of there. Let's turn the plasma on. See, wait for that to come up. Haven't got enough air at the moment. There we have. Right. Let's take first thing we've got to do, turn the plasma on and then hit run. Okay, I don't know if you're going to hear me over the plasma, but what happened was, now the compressor, you probably can't hear me over that either. Right, I had to wait for the compressor to stop, but what I was trying to say was, what's happened, you can see it's only half a cut. I think it's my pierce delay. I was going with book settings and it obviously needs something different, so let's go to tune. Where have we got? Yeah, see, pierce delay is 0.2. It seems quite a lot that we need, so let's go up to 0.9 and see what happens then. And try it again. Let's do it over here. Zero it here. Out there. So zero it. Hit run. And stand back. Almost, I think. Yeah, I think we want the pierce delay a little bit more. So, sorry if this is all a bit disjointed, but let's go for 1. It's not a lot of difference, but I think it can make quite a bit of difference, so let's do about right, I think. Come out of there, zero it again, hit run again. Again, not quite enough. Over. Right, so we've got the pierce delay right. Just have to have a look at the back of it, see what the dross is like with the speed. Right, well, the dross is a little bit more than I'd like, but I'm going to change the speed, see if that helps. I'm not keen on this water table. The water's going everywhere, all over the Arcdroid. I might end up changing that. I haven't got a lot of water in it anyway, it's only about half an inch in the bottom and it's spraying up all over the place. Never mind, it's things we've got to learn, so let's put this back on and give it another go. Okay, so this time I'm going to change my feed speed, which at the moment is set at 4,800, which again I say is the book setting. So we're going to go, let's try 4,500, slow it down a little bit, see if that makes a difference. Obviously that might affect the pierce delay, I don't know, might not. What else do we need? Well, I didn't measure the width, whether it actually came out right, so we'll do that on the next one. So let's run this one and see how this comes out. See what happens this time. Well, it's come out nice and clean, so we'll have a look. Look at that water all over the place. Oh, that's much better. The camera's not doing very well today. Come on, focus. Yeah, that one's much better. Much cleaner. Yeah, quite happy with that. That dross that's on there will knock off very easily. So I'm going to do a few more. Well, let's measure it, see what size it is. It's supposed to be 12 by 30. Which one was it? It's that one, wasn't it? Oh, come on. Focus. What's the matter with this bloody camera? Oh, blimey. If you can read that. Damn, they're spot on 12. Slightly under 30. I don't quite know why that is. It's almost bang on height wise, but width is slightly under. Anyway, for my job, that's bloody good. Yeah, pleased with that. I might mess about with the kerf width at a later date, but at the moment it's not bad at all. I think I've got it set on. Let's see what we've got the kerf width set on. 1.2. So if I'm going to do anything, it might just go up to 1.25 or something like that. Something very minor. Go up in increments and see what happens. Anyway, let's see what else we can do. Okay, so I've swapped cameras. I was fed up with the other one, and I've done a few little other bits before I have switched this one on. I made the mount, as you can see, and it came out really well in 1.6mm. It's folded up beautifully, fits a treat. But now I've turned my attention to some 8th plate, 3mm, and it's not going quite so well. I've started with book settings again, and I'm just fine-tuning, or trying to. You can't see an awful lot of difference in those, but there's a little bit of a bump where I start the lead in, so I've extended the lead in to see if that helps. I'm just going to measure these. Now that again is just under 30 and damn near spot on 12, so I think there might be a setting somewhere that I need to tweak, but I'll play with that later on. It's so minor. I want to try and dial in the actual cut settings first before I go too wild with any other settings. That one there I messed up with the lead in, but I did the next one and it came out a treat. I'm really pleased with it. Again, it still needs some fine tuning, but hey, I've only been playing with this for half an hour and I think that ain't bad. So I'm going to try another one with some, again, modified settings based on what I've done up here with these ovals. We'll see how it goes. So let's see if we can get out of here and find the one I want to load. Some of these don't actually work. That's the one I want. Alright, let's make sure it's going to be in the right place. That's out of bounds by the looks of things. Let's move it and try again. Just have to, I still haven't quite figured out what it means when you zero it. It seems to zero right in the centre. There must be a setting to get it to zero on a corner or an edge. I'm finding it difficult to actually get it in the right place. Right, I'm going to change that to 2500. And again, my pierce delay, that's what I failed to do last time, 1.2. I think everything else can stay the same. Let's give it a go. And this is real time. Cutting 3mm plate. The possibilities for this machine are going to be endless. I've already had Dan next door come in saying, "Oh, what's that?" and giving me a couple of parts he'd like making. I've only been on it half an hour. Already I got a job. But yeah, it's going to be cracking. I've got 3 windows, brand new windows to make with some unique back plates for the handles, so those are going to be cut on here. So already within the first couple of days it's got a job. Right, that looks reasonable. Let's see if we can pluck it out. It's always a good sign if it just drops out, which, yeah, look at that. Look at that, lovely. Oh, now I'm pleased with that. Let's see what the back looks like. That's the real test. Oh wow, look at that. There's virtually no dross. Virtually nothing. That's there is going to ping off in no time with no effort. And that, even the cutout doesn't look too bad. The scrap. So let's give it a quick whiz with the wire brush and see what it looks like. Alright, so that is literally just gone over with the wire brush on a grinder and that's come up lovely. I'm well chuffed with that. Actually the back looks sharper, so there's obviously some settings still to do, because you can see the edge there. I don't know if you can actually see it. It's slightly beveled more than I'd like, especially on thin stuff.
or relatively thin stuff. So still some more tuning, but as I say, it's early days. That's what all this mucking about's about. I really ought to be writing all this down because I'm not going to be able to remember it all. But I just wanted to have a play on the first day. This is the next one I want to try. I did a north, south, east, west. I've got a little tiny weather vane to make. And I just thought I'd draw them out and see what they come out like. I can already see there's a problem. They're a little bit too small. I thought I designed them for 3 inch, but these have only come out looking like about 2 inch, so there's some scaling needs going on there. And I think by the looks of things I ought to have used bold rather than regular, because the uprights and the thin bits are a bit too thin, put it that way. But again, that's what it's all about. This is the learning curve. I just want to, see what it's capable of, and so far it's capable of a fair amount. I dare say I may want to do, some sort of arty-farty stuff that's got some really fine cuts in it. So if I can see how narrow I can go and still keep things in one piece, that's going to be a bonus. I'm running a 40 amp tip, which is I think the smallest they do for this machine. So it's the sort of the finest cut I can get, I think, with this machine. Well, yeah, they don't look too bad. They're certainly all in proportion. And I'm not sure if I ran the outline as outline or no outline at all. So I may well, if I change the settings, be able to go on the outside. I may have just gone down the line. But anyway. They don't look too bad. As I say, they're only 2 inch, so, and I was expecting them 3 inch. You can see there the uprights are a little bit on the skinny side. As I say, it's all in proportion. It's not, done anything wrong. It's my error in the drawing. But yeah, I'm impressed so far for the first half hour's play. This is going to be fun. So, what else can we muck about with? I really ought to be just concentrating on getting the settings right, but I'm having too much fun. I want to see what else we can do. What we got here? Let's get rid of this. I also want to see what difference it makes on a left hand and a right hand cut. They say, I'm pretty sure, I'm going to have to look it up when I get home to check which is best, left or right hand cut. There is a right and a wrong way, because of the way the plasma actually exits the nozzle. It cuts better one way than the other. And I just want to check by doing the same cut and then swapping it round, going from left to right and right to left, see what happens. So I'm just setting up a couple of circles. That's the setting there, so I'm going to change that and see what happens. Check that I've got everything right. Yeah, Pierce. Yeah, we're going to change that. Let's change that a little bit. Although I don't know why, because that GH came out nicely. But then the north, south, east, west weren't quite so good. Now this is where I start having a lot of trouble. What's happened, I don't know, or why it's happened. The air filter that I've got on the side of the machine started leaking. It's rated up to 120 psi, 125 psi, it says maximum pressure. Well, I'm only running 100. So I turned it down on here, and now it's saying it's out of air. So I don't quite know what I've done wrong. If I turn it up too much, this canister here starts leaking again. So I'm going to mess about with it a little bit, but it could be that the canister just wants tightening up a bit more, because it's just like a screw down thread. Oh, now it's not cutting through at all. It's just sort of like making a dent in the surface. Oh, wow. Alright. Well, let's... Yeah, so this thing is definitely leaking. But it says there's enough air, but when you turn it up a bit, well, now we've got plenty of air. When you turn it to cut, it drops, so I don't know. Let's have another muck about. Right, I've sped this little section up because I just played about and could not work it out. And then all of a sudden, it dawned on me. I tried this, that and the other. It was the blooming earth lead. I hadn't put the earth lead on. There it is. Let's see if that solves the problem. Yep, perfect. So that solved the not cutting through issue. I still haven't quite figured out the that issue, the no cutting or the lack of air. I'm going to play about with that another time because I'm going to have to go in a minute. My electrician's due any second to fix my compressor. Not my compressor, my lathe. So I'm going to call it a day. I'm just going to do another quick random cut just to try and sort this left and right out. But as I say, I'm going to have to call it a day in a minute. Let's see what we can do here. I'm just doing a little like a hexagon, and I'm going to do it clockwise first and then anti-clockwise and see if it actually makes any difference. But I guess this is what it's all about, you know, making mistakes and learning from them. But I've done that so many times before in the past with a hand plasma cutter. You forget to put the return lead on and you can't figure out why it won't go. And you see it's running fine now. Although it's not focusing very good, that looks pretty good to me. So just can do one more, perhaps in the opposite direction. No, I'm just trying to figure out how to get to where I want to be. Trace, that's it. Then click on it. There we go. That's the one, the blue one. Change that. Let's try that. Oh, of course, you dickhead, you left it in the same spot. It's just going to cut round the same hole. You pillock. Right, move it, home it, try again. Christ. I'm getting too old for this lot. Mind you, it is extremely hot today. I say extremely hot, it's about 28, 29, which considering we've had like 10 for the last couple of weeks. Here we go again. I really will. I'm going to put everything back how it was and try and seal that filter. I just wondered if I haven't tightened it up enough. I don't know how tight they need to be. I'm going to get onto the company and find out how tight they need to be. I'm going to bust it, but surely it can't be leaking at 100 psi when it's rated maximum 125. Right, I don't know if that was the opposite way. It seemed to me like it was going the same way. Maybe I did that on the first one. Maybe I should have swapped it the other way. Oh, I don't know. Let's try one more. And then I am going to have to go because I can see my electrician coming up the drive. Now that did go the opposite way. And to me, it doesn't look a lot of difference. Anyway, that's enough playing for today. Thanks for joining me on my maiden voyage with the Arcdroid. I hope some of it's been of use to you if you're thinking of getting one. They are certainly worth a good play around with. They're going to be so useful. Thanks for watching.